welcome to this week's War Report for March 16th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. I am Scrivian, the community leader of the Tempest gaming community, and we have big news this week that was announced last night at our 3-year anniversary. Start off with that 3-year anniversary. We've been together for 3 years. This means we started in Rift 3 years ago. Went on for about 9 months before we started shifting games between Star Wars, then Terra, then Secret World, then Guild Wars, and World of Warcraft in there, and all kinds of things going on. We became a multi-gaming community. Last night we had an event, a party in TeamSpeak, and we had about 17 people show up, so it was good to see some of the people come back that we hadn't seen in a while. Airhammer, Refusin, Rev was there, Santir stopped in, Godmocker stopped in, Harper, of course, was there, and then Az and Cash and Zojak and Goji and myself, and Fracker showed up for a little bit, and who am I leaving out? Noob was there for a little bit. So we had a lot of people. Probably somebody I left off. Sorry about that. So we had about 17 people show up. It was good. It was fun. We hung out in TeamSpeak for a few hours, chatting about old stuff, new stuff, where we're going, what we're doing, all kinds of, all that kind of stuff. So it was good. To sum up, let's talk about what we did this week in gaming before we get to the big news. We started off with the Star Wars Raid team. Went in this week to Dread Fortress to start its hard mode run on Dread Fortress, which is the second to last operation in Star Wars, the last one being Dread Palace. Now, Dread Fortress has 5 bosses, and this week the Raid team went in on Monday and worked for a while on the first boss and got him down, and so we were 1 of 5, and on Thursday we went in again and worked on the second boss and got the second boss down, the third boss down, and actually got and started working on the fourth boss, which comes down to a lot of mechanics and execution. So it's like some tightening up that we need to do, some strategies we need to study. We started getting it down. Once you get the pattern, it's kind of a repetitive thing, and then we'll get through him, and then we'll start working on the last boss, hopefully in a while, because this week we'll be taking off from raiding due to a number of raiders being gone. We're still looking for raid stuff, but our progressive raid will not be going on this week. And that's primarily what went on in Stars. We'll take it back. We had double XP weekend this weekend, in which I boycotted it. There were some issues with the way that double XP was working, and so it wasn't as efficient as it was thought that it was going to be. Characters basically had to be within, if you wanted to level with other people and do things, you kind of needed to be the same level range. So being as disparate ranged as we had for our characters, being low, high, medium, this and that, we planned on running quad drive yards together. We were unable to do that. I mean, you could do that and get normal XP, but why would you waste the double XP for doing that? So I know Zojak hit at least 155, maybe 2 now. Az was working on 55. Goji hit 55 on one. So a couple of people have maxed out other characters. They're not going to raid with or anything. They're kind of just playing. So it was good. So overall, I guess, good week for Star Wars. That was good. World of Warcraft is coming around. People are playing that and having fun. I saw a number of people log in this week and get in. Armin Mage has been on, and Greer's been there. I'm there. Harper's there. Goji logged in once. I saw his character online. Az has been in there. Cash is hurriedly leveling his druid, who's up to 80 now, and I believe is starting Cataclysm content as of very late last night. So that's going well. So WoW looks to be on track for what it's doing. And then that's it for the main gaming news. Now, what did we do last week in Scrivian's New World Explorers? We went into Need for Speed, and it was just Greer and Az and myself, and we have a video up, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun going in there with those guys, and we did some team pursuit. It didn't last very long. We did okay, but not as long as we would like to do, or as we've done solo, we've done better. And we ran some drag races and some circuits, and we found out the lessons why we don't race against people who are actual racers or flying games against actual pilots. As after getting a few upgrades, he was just winning and winning and winning big. I think one race he beat me so bad I wasn't able to hit the timer before the race ended. I was disqualified because I couldn't get to the finish line fast enough. He beat me like over a minute or something. So yeah, Need for Speed worked out very well. Speaking of the New World Explorers, tonight we will be heading into PlanetSide 2 for some squad action. So if you haven't gotten it downloaded, it is a free-to-play game by Sony Online Entertainment, SOE. It is a first-person shooter, but there are roles. There are snipers, light infantry, heavy mech armored infantry, and combat medics and engineers. You can drive vehicles, you can drive tanks, anti-personnel carriers, dune buggies. There are also aircraft, there are fighters, and big troop transports and gunships. And there's a lot of fun. It's more fun with more people, so we encourage everyone to come out. We look forward to seeing everyone who shows up tonight. Now, on to main Tempest news. What's going on? We had a big announcement this week, and I did it last night. I announced that the Tempest gaming community will no longer exist as in its current iteration as of the 1st of April, and it is not an April Fool's joke. Really, it's not. Tempest Gaming Community is being retired as a name. We'll be picking up the name Critical Moment, which we've searched, and there's no one who's using it anywhere on Google, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, everything, except for there's a newspaper, I think, in Detroit that's using the name Critical Moment. So we're going to use that as our name. We found that Tempest is used a lot. There are a lot of every game. There's a Tempest. There's Tempest Gaming, Tempest Gaming Community, and all kinds of other stuff on YouTube. It gets confusing. It's hard to break out. We want to be something different. We don't get confused with those kinds of those other groups and games, etc. So we will be reforming as Critical Moment. Now, we will also be stepping back from being a gaming community, and we're going to be a WoW-centric, World of Warcraft-centric community. That doesn't mean that we're not going to play other games, because our Star Wars raid team is still going strong, and we plan on knocking out all the hard content. And we have other people who like to play other games, whether it's Neverwinter, Star Trek, Diablo, StarCraft, any of those kinds of things, and that's going to be fine. It's just that the community itself will be focused primarily on WoW, on building up WoW, and moving towards the Warlords of Draenor expansion, and hopefully building a community. We're not closing the door on becoming multi-game again in the future, but it'll be under different circumstances and a lot more structured and controlled when and if we ever go down that path again. So as of the 1st of April, we will become Critical Moment. We already have pages set up for YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook are set up for that, and those will get ready, and we'll actually start being more active starting the 1st of April. And then the game TeamSpeak will also change, and the official website will change on that date as well. So that's big news. If you have any questions, please send me a PM on the website at Scrivian, of course, or you can talk to Az or Greer on this. The three of us have been working on this for the last month since I brought Az up to the leadership team. The three of us have been working on how to do this and how to make the community better. We found that we figured and looked at our history, and we know World of Warcraft is a game that we always fall back on. It's like our old faithful game. We're looking for the one game to rule them all, and I think it's been staring at us for a long time. So we're going to go back and kind of focus on that. Like I said, people can play whatever they want, do whatever they want. And the other main aspect of the game is that we are going to be a social community, which means, yes, we are going to force socialization. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. Not socialization, where we will expect people to be on TeamSpeak and talk and chat. I don't care what games you're playing. Be part of the community. We want you to be part of the community in social media and in the forums and everything that you can, just to kind of keep that sense of forum. I had a good time last night when we had 15, 16 people in TeamSpeak playing different things, doing their own thing, whether it was Diablo, WoW, Star Wars. Trying to think what else we had going on last night. Neverwinter, all at the same time, but we were able to have a good time together in TeamSpeak, being social. And I think that's one of the things that I personally have been missing from the community. And I know others have voiced their concerns as well about that sense of community. So we're going to look to rebuild into a community that is social, that we're friends with each other, we game together, we do stuff together, and that's what we're looking at doing. So with that, I hope everyone has a great week in gaming. More information will be put out in the forums as we move on. And I look forward to seeing you all in the game of choice and talking to you in TeamSpeak. Bye.